I suppose we'll never know.
Professor Bin's lecture. Forgot my pillow.
In today's lesson, we will cover a truly thrilling event. The Goblin Rebellion of 1752 and all its triumphant tragedy. But more specifically, we will address the devastating effect it had on the wizard milling industry. Actually, we do know the number. 632. But history occurs outside the classroom. And look, it's time for my constitutional. One can practically osmose the history flowing through Hogwarts.
I think the professor wants us to follow him.
And now for a stroll to the bell tower. Along with the rest of the castle, it was completed in the early Middle Ages. The hall and the bell towers that loom above it contain...
If you fail history of magic, you're doomed to repeat it.
At least we're out of the classroom.
Leave it to Bins to make the most interesting school in the world seem dull.
Good to see you again. Recovered from that nasty bout of dragon pox, have we?
That wasn't me, Professor. I'm new here.
Are you? Well then, welcome. No doubt you're eagerly anticipating my analysis of various wizarding councils, codes, statutes, and of course, goblin rebellions. Not all goblins are rebellious. Some venture into wizarding politics, such as Eargit the Ugly. Some are talented artisans, such as Bragbor the Boastful.
Did you say Bragbor? I know that name. Lodgok said he was an ancestor of Ranrock.
Well known for his metalwork. I would imagine much of his goblin-wrought iron and silver has survived to this very day. Where were we? Oh yes. Back to our class topic for today. Grimbold Weft. Another notable historical figure. He's right nearby. Curious students can find him on display here in the Bell Tower entrance hall. I recommend that all students introduce themselves to this hero of Hogwarts.
Can you tell me where I might...
Oh yes, Grimbold Weft. He's a fascinating artifact of the goblin... At any rate, he can be found nearby, perched in his case.
Can you tell me where...
What I wouldn't give to be back on a broom right now.
He never strays from the Bell Tower entrance hall.
Revelio.
Students with a thirst for knowledge do well to seek him out.
Wagadu's history is, well, a bit different than that of Hogwarts, to say the least.
This Grimbold sounds like a helpful friend, not a hero of the rebellion.
Oh yes, I see you found Grimbold Weft.
Yes, I rather enjoyed seeking him out.
The thrill of the scholarly pursuit. I know the feeling quite well. Now, let's turn our attention to the agreeability and general good nature of Sir Athbuddle. He's also nearby. See what you can learn from him for your next assignment. Standing in eternal but symbolic watch over the bell tower is a retinue of loyal knights, or rather, statues of knights, I should clarify. Keen-eyed students will spot the statue of Sir Athbuddle of the cheerful countenance nestled among the ranks. His fame was not won by vanquishing foes in single combat, nor by slaying bloodthirsty dragons, but rather in training yards and sculleries, where his warm and approachable
Abandoning
demeanor
class to
was
wander the
celebrated
halls
by
isn't
old
keeping with
friends
Professor
and
Binns's
newcomers
manner of
alike.
teaching.
I encourage everyone to make the waving statues of
Revelio.
Hogwarts is impervious to the inexorable march of time. Perhaps that is why I admire it so. Students often complain about the many staircases at Hogwarts. They never bother me.
Revelio.
This unassuming smudge is rumored to be the location of the very first successful use of Bombarda. I suppose successful is a relative term, since whoever cast it didn't live to tell the tale.
In all the centuries that Hogwarts has existed, not once has it collapsed.
Revelio.
There's nothing quite so magical as history. Rusty, immutable history. Hogwarts is impervious.
Professor Binns, I found the statue of Sir Athbuddle.
Ah, well done. Alas, Sir Athbuddle's affability was his undoing. Died instantly trying to befriend a basilisk. Eye contact is not always to be encouraged. So beloved was he that even some goblins mourned his passing. Of course, that did not bode well with the rest of the goblins, most of whom could not abide mourning the loss of a wizard.
Pity goblins and wizards can't get along.
True, but imagine how dull my lectures would be without goblin rebellions to discuss. History does tend to repeat. It is a series of patterns, a thought both comforting and disconcerting. The wise students, such as yourself, will learn from it. History is written by those who do their schoolwork, so they say. Or at least, I like to say that.
We've all gone on another one of Binns's wild goose chases.
How can we do so much and accomplish so little?
Revelio.
There you are. The crosswands duelist to beat.
Revelio. Lumos. Revelio. Revelio.
There you are. The crosswands duelist to beat.
Revelio.
I asked to meet Takata Tuesday.
I'm not impressed in the least.
Finally have an answer as to why that portrait was empty. Revelio.
Revelio. Accio. Revelio. Revelio. Lumos. Revelio. Lumos. Lumos. Revelio. Revelio.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
Professor, could you tell me how you and Natty ended up at Hogwarts?
I can. That is an easy question. We are here because of Professor Weasley.
You knew Professor Weasley when you were in Uganda?
I knew of Professor Weasley. As you may or may not be aware, Professor Weasley's work once took her around the globe. Without providing detail that is not mine to share, I can say that she was well known in our wizarding community for, well, sharing magical knowledge between countries.
Professor Weasley seems quite knowledgeable, so I'm not surprised to hear that she'd do that sort of thing.
Indeed. Although I suspect there is much about each of your professors that would surprise and impress you. Such exchanges of information, ministry sanctioned or not, have occurred for centuries. It was an African sorcerer, in fact, who shared the unlocking charm with a certain wizard from London. A thief, rather unfortunately.
I see.
But, back to your original question. Professor Weasley had heard of my work and life in Matabeleland and my time teaching at Ouagadougou. She was deputy headmistress at Hogwarts by then, and when the position of divination professor became available, she contacted me. Her timing was perfect. I had just foreseen a change in Nat's size and my circumstances and knew that we needed to leave Uganda. Natsai was as ready as I was for a new adventure. So, off we went.
Natty has spoken of your move. She was quite kind to me my first day here, in charms.
That sounds like Natsai. I'm glad she has found a friend in you. Now, I must return to my work. As I've told Natsai, do be careful. I had a vision earlier this year of her with a friend, flying on winged beasts. Perhaps unsurprisingly, she will neither confirm nor deny my visions, unless it suits her.
Revelio.
Prithee, no time to doubt.
Revelio. Confringo. Revelio. Revelio. Revelio.
You should consider carrying a protection charm.
Revelio.
When what was lost has been found.
Revelio. Lumos. Revelio. Lumos.
Very good. Now, artists.
Now, Annabelle, it was a long time ago. If I could undo